Hollow verbs Qal participle. Let's look at the Qal participle of the hollow. The first thing you notice here, because of the way I colored it, and we mentioned it before, is that the active participle and the masculine singular or the 3ms form of the perfect are identical. Now, this, of course, over here, this participle, this is the masculine singular active participle, right? There's also feminine singular, masculine plural, and feminine plural. We'll take a look at those in a moment. But in the masculine singular form, you cannot tell the difference between the active participle and the perfect 3ms. And so sometimes in a sentence, you'll have this. You won't know which way to go. Either could kind of fit in the sentence. Sometimes other factors mean that you can tell which one must be the one intended. But sometimes you can't tell. So it's good to be aware that you have this ambiguity here in the hollow verbs. Now what about the other participles, the feminine singular plural and the masculine plural? Well, let's look at them here. I have them all written out. So here's the one we looked at in the last sheet, last screen. The masculine singular is the same as the perfect 3ms. What about the feminine singular and the perfect 3fs? Okay, here's perfect 3fs, right? Comma. Well, they're very similar. That's why I have this wavy equal sign here. Almost the same. The difference is just stress. This is comma, this is comma. Okay, so unless you're paying close attention to the cantillation marks, the Masoretic cantillation, you may not realize that it could be either here. Now these two, the plurals, are quite different. Because in the plural, perfect 3CP, here we have it here, kamu, this is 3CP, operates for both masculine and feminine. Kamu is going to be very different than the endings on the participle, because endings on the participle are noun endings, so you have im or ot, right? And here you have kamu. So those are not the same. Kamu and kamu versus kamim and kamot. Those ones you can tell. But the 3fs participle has that ending, the ending you can have on nouns, which happens to be similar to this. So I said 3fs participle, the feminine singular participle. There's no person in participle, right? Okay, so these are identical, these are similar, and these are quite different. The last note here, passive participle is not common, so don't have to say too much about that. Next, we will look at the imperfect.